Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about how to survive nursing school with kids. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe down below so you can see more future videos. And if you want to stick around all the way to the end, I'm going to be giving you the #1 tip as a parent to survive nursing school. Let's get started. Okay, so the #1 question that everybody must be asking themselves and that I got a lot is, can you survive nursing school with kids? And the answer is yes. Also, will it be challenging? Absolutely yes. Having kids as it is hard enough, and going to nursing school with kids, it is hard as well. But I am living proof that I did make it happen. It is possible, and you can make it happen too. I began nursing school in 2017. I only had my son, who was at the time, I think he was 3 if I'm not wrong. And obviously as time went on, I got pregnant. I went to school pregnant. I had my baby, went back 5 days after having my baby, and I finished my last semester with a newborn. So it is possible. You can definitely do this. All you have to do is just prioritize, make sure that you have your goals set, that you know what you want, and that you will make this happen. So let's get started. Time management. This is also one of the things that you have to really have in mind, and that you really need to consider your time. You really need to manage all your time, because you're going to need as much time as possible to study, to obviously take care of your kids, to clean the house, laundry, do the dishes, and still be able to get good grades and pass nursing school. So in order for you to be able to have a good control of everything, I recommend you getting yourself a calendar or a planner. It both work both ways. And honestly, with me, I actually had both the calendar and the planner, to be able to schedule doctor appointments, to be able to schedule exam dates, to be able to schedule quizzes, due dates for papers, and etc. It's a lot of things that you really have to kind of organize yourself to be able to survive. And the reason why I think this is important is because if you don't organize yourself and you don't use your time wisely, it's going to be stressful. And if you get stressed, everything's just going to get just downhill down there. You're stressed, you're tired, you're just gonna be in a bad mood, negative mood, and it's just not gonna work out well for you. So if you manage your time and you actually plan your day, you plan your week, and you study when you cook, when you clean, when you wash dishes, when you do your laundry, while babies, they take nap times. Your kids are probably gonna be in school, so it's always good to kind of like put a good schedule that's set for you to make it work. Ask for help. It's definitely a teamwork when you're already married, regardless of you being in nursing school or not. But it is very important for you to sit with your spouse, with your family, with whoever's going to be helping you, if you have the support, of course, to be able to make this happen. One thing that I had to do with my husband is kind of sit down with him and be like, look, I'm going to need help. It's not going to only be me doing everything from now on, because it's obviously going to be too much. So we have to kind of divide the chores, which is something that should already be happening, regardless of you being in school or not. Sometimes asking for help. Men sometimes don't even know that we want the help. We have to let them know. We cannot expect them to read our minds, because I learned it the hard way that I cannot expect them to know what I want if I don't tell him. So it's all about the expectations, what he expects from you, what you expect from him, and in general from the whole family. So ask for help. Let him know that you're going to have to study, that you're going to need. For me, it was like 2 hours of study almost every day. I would study when he was at work and my other son was at school. I would be with the baby. And then obviously I would have to go to school at night, because I was going to school. It was night school for me. And he would pretty much come out of work, come home, and then I would literally leave like 30 minutes while he was driving, and then I would be heading out. And it was just kind of like a teamwork type of thing. You have to really make sure that everything is set in like a little schedule for both of you. Like you do this, I do this, I did that, help each other with everything that can be helped. And if it's not enough, sometimes if you have moms, sisters, I have my family. Honestly, I'm absolutely grateful for them. They really helped me out, and they were a huge factor in me surviving nursing school, as well as my husband, being able to handle both kids by himself while he was at home and I was in school. So don't doubt, don't be afraid to ask for help. You would be surprised how many people are willing to help you out, and they're willing to support you and be successful. One huge thing that I had to consider when I started nursing school was either to have no job at all or go on a part-time job. School is pretty much like a full-time job. It's 40 plus hours if you go into school, clinicals and studying, because it's not only about what the time that you put in school, but it's also the time that you have to put at home to study. So having kids, a full-time job and nursing school, and you know, every housewife chores that you have to do, it's a lot. So you really have to consider where you need to cut your losses. And for me, it was like either there was a point where in one semester I didn't work, the other one I was working a part-time. You know, it was depending on, and obviously when I had the baby, it was like part-time only, and pretty much just making it work with them, with my husband. You know, we had to have little sacrifices, like maybe cancel my Ipsy account, not have Starbucks coffee every day, or don't do my nails, which honestly it's something that you're gonna have to not do, because at the end of the day in nursing school they don't allow you to have nail polish, and they're very specific about certain things that we in the hospital. So I decided to just not get my nails done at all. It was not a thing for me, so that wasn't so painful. But Starbucks coffee was definitely something, you know. But I knew that if I had to go down in my hours, it was going to be obviously less money coming in, less income. And I had to make sure that I was kind of balanced out with what I already, you know, where was I spending unnecessarily, what was not necessary at the moment, and what was necessary, you know. I knew I had a goal. I had to pass nursing school to, you know, to get a better job and to be able to provide better for my family and just have better goals and better things for my family. So for me, it was just a temporary thing that I had to do. And I sat with my husband. He was very supportive about it. He was like, you know what, if you don't want to work at all, that's totally fine with me. We can do this. And I decided to just either not have a job one semester and then maybe work part-time the next semester. It's up to you. You have to definitely make it work, figure out what's best for you, for your family, for your kids, and just do the best you can. Okay, so when to study. You know, when you have kids, you have to send them to school, you have to change diapers, you have to wash clothes, and, you know, do all that stuff. I know your moms understand what I'm talking about, and even parents, because I know there's some dads out there that are very hands-on. And honestly, it's anywhere and anytime, whenever possible. I honestly would listen. I would record my audio, so I would record my lectures, and I would pretty much just record my lectures, and I would listen to them on my way home, my driveway home, on my drive to the hospital, to clinicals, when I was cooking, when I was folding clothes, when I was even nap time. Honestly, at this point, if nap times are study times, bedtime, after bedtime, it's study time. Like, it's honestly whenever you can. I would shower and I would have my phone and my audio running, you know, listening to my lectures over and over again, not to memorize them, but to make sure that I was understanding the concept. Because in nursing school, it's not about memorizing things anymore. You're gonna learn the hard way that it's about understanding everything from the pretty much the pathophysiology to pretty much getting to why and this happens, and why everything is connected, from your heart to your liver to your lungs to your kidneys. You know, it's a lot of things that you just really have to connect. You really have to do a lot of critical thinking. So you have to study whenever possible. If honestly, it's a thing that you really, if you want to pass nursing school, it's whenever you can, anywhere. You know, you have to pretty much set your schedule, like I mentioned before, and you have to be very determined that it's like pretty much no more Netflix, no more parties. You know, you have to really focus on school. If you know that your test is coming, you have to pretty much study before the test. Don't wait the last week of the test, because that's not gonna work. It's really not gonna happen. I learned it the hard way, and honestly, I recommend you studying since day one, maybe even before if you can. But with kids, I would be breastfeeding, listening to my lectures. I would be showering, listening to my lecture. I would be putting the baby to sleep, listening to my lecture, doing laundry, cleaning, sweeping, anything, you name it. And I was listening. I had my little audio earplugs, and I would be listening to lectures. You know, whenever I can, I would do my flashcards at work when I was working part-time. If it was downtime, you know, I had no tables, sometimes we were slow, I would be going over my flashcards and just making it whenever I could. Honestly, you have to be really focused with the goal, and it's all about studying and all about understanding what you're studying. Making time for your family. Like anything in life, you need to balance your schedule. You need to balance time with your family so your family can be okay and you can be okay. Because one thing that I would notice and that I did is I would really study, and no time for my family. And obviously they started kind of like feeling that I was not there, and it was starting to make my son a little uneasy, you know, a little, he was cranky. And it was just, you have to really balance it. And I think that's one of the hardest parts about going to nursing school and being a parent, is that you have to actually give your kids time. You know, you cannot just disappear for a couple months and then come back and be like, oh, I'm here. No, they're there, and you have to be present for them, you know, especially if they're in school, or if they're little kids, little babies. You have to kind of like set aside some time every day, or maybe one day a week where you can actually just go for a picnic, a movie, or maybe a bike ride. Anything that your family likes to do that you can do as a family. It's gonna be healthy. It's gonna be healthy for you, healthy for them, and it's kind of gonna give you like one day to just kind of like relax with them, enjoy them, and kind of release some of the stress. Obviously, you might want to go back to study once they go to bed after, or maybe in nap time. It's up to you, but it's good to kind of like balance your life, find some homeostasis. And one thing that I started doing, and I had to kind of figure it out once my son started to go to school, is pretty much having to prepare everything for him at night. For me as well, you know, sometimes when you are unorganized and you don't organize yourself, you start your morning very stressful, and the way you start your morning is very, it's key to how your whole day is gonna go. So if you wanna start with your day with a positive mindset, you wanna be not stressed, you know, not running around like, where's this, where's your hat, where's your mittens? Because believe me, it happened a lot with my son, and there was a point where I was like, okay, this is not working out for me. I need to figure out a way to make sure that I'm able to take him to school and have everything ready and not start stressful. Because once that you start that way, it's kind of like really hard to bounce back and just take a breather and just realize that, you know what, I really need to have control of what I'm doing. If you have control, you kind of have a little bit more of a satisfaction to know that your day is going to go a little bit better than if you don't, while being unorganized. So what I would do is I would pack everything at night, you know, make sure his book bag was ready, make sure that I had his clothes ready for the next day, right, pretty much set up for him to get dressed. And they're kids, you know, they're never gonna be doing everything perfect, but you know, finding little things like that kind of like boost and help kind of make sure that your day is gonna go well. It's honestly way better. For personally, for me, like, I would pack everything the night before I had my clinicals, you know, making sure I had my stethoscope, my pen light, my badge, you know, my uniform, my shoes, that I knew where everything was. Because, you know, sometimes you are too tired and you are alarmed, you don't hear your alarm, and then you wake up like, oh great, I have only 30 minutes to get to my clinical, and you're gonna be late. So you have to make sure that you can grab everything and go. So honestly, prepare everything at night, organize yourself, make sure that you, even if you need a list or things that will make it easier for you, because believe me, preparing everything at night is going to be a lifesaver for you the next day. And once you start your day good and you have a positive day, I'm pretty sure that you're going to be able to have a better week. And then if you have a good week, then you're going to have a better month. And believe me, if you have really good months, you're going to have a good year. So just make sure that you prepare yourself at night, organize yourself and your kids, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be good. Everything's going to be okay. Okay, parents, so this is the number one tip that I can give you to survive nursing school, and that is to take care of yourself. Nursing school is a challenge as it is. It's pretty much school on steroids. And I'm not saying that it's impossible, because it is possible. I was able to do it. I just graduated this May of 2020 with the whole COVID and going on to online classes. But it is going to be a very challenging time for you. Honestly, I believe it has, or probably was, one of the hardest things I've done in my life, being able to kind of survive nursing school with kids. And honestly, it's just all about taking care of yourself, you know, giving some time for you and not forgetting. I know it's hard sometimes when you're taking care of your kids, your husband, your spouse, you know, trying to get it all done, trying to be Superwoman or Superman, and just kind of like finding the balance. It's very, very important for you. Yeah, honestly, if you can go out for a run, maybe if you can't go out for a run, for example, with me, I really couldn't go out for a run. It was just not easy to just get up and leave. Like my husband was working. Sometimes most of my family would work in the mornings, and I was going to school at night. So it just would be me and my kids at home, and I would just do some jumping jacks or maybe some sit-ups or push-ups, anything to kind of relieve that some pain that you get on your back when you're so stressed. And honestly, maybe a hot shower with some relaxing music and a candle on, or just pretty much just finding some time for you to just relax and give yourself the time to breathe, to take a breather, because nursing school is hard. It is going to be stressful, and just try to find a way to make it less stressful for yourself, like being organized, being able to plan your day, being able to have things ready for your kids the night before, and just being okay, because if you're okay, your family is going to be okay, and for you to be okay, you have to take care of yourself. And I think that's one of the most important things. Try to eat as healthy as possible, drink as much water as you can, and just always aim for your goal. You know, you can do this, it's possible. I was able to do it, so you can do it for sure. And just keep on, keep on pushing yourself. If you have your vision and you know what you want and you know why you want it, then there's nothing that's gonna stop you from getting it. So that's it, my friends. Those are my tips on how to survive nursing school with kids. If you like this video, please give us a like. If you have not subscribed yet to my channel, please subscribe so you can see more videos like this in the future. And if you have any questions or comments, please put them down below, or follow me on Instagram and shoot me a message. I'll gladly answer back and help you as much as I can and add some value to your nursing school journey. Have a good day.